God says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul, because this message is not reaching you by chance. Before your mind tries to understand it, your spirit already recognizes it. There is a reason your heart slowed down the moment you began listening. There is a reason your eyes stayed instead of scrolling away. Heaven does not interrupt lives randomly. When heaven speaks, it speaks with purpose, and today, it is speaking directly to you. In the unseen realm, Archangel Michael is standing still, not with a sword raised, not in battle, but in emotion. Yes, emotion. His tears are not weakness, they are testimony. He is crying because he has been watching your journey far longer than you realize. He has seen what people never noticed. He has seen what you endured silently. He has seen the truth that has been hidden, misunderstood, or delayed. And now, heaven has decided that silence must end. There are moments when heaven observes quietly, allowing time to mature a story. And then there comes a moment when heaven says, "Enough." This is one of those moments. Something is aligning around you that will surprise even you. Not because it comes loudly, but because it comes clearly. What was confusing will become understandable. What felt unfair will finally make sense. What was hidden will not remain hidden, not to expose you, but to free you. Archangel Michael is not crying out of sorrow. He is crying because truth carries weight, and truth is about to move. You may have felt lately that something was shifting beneath the surface of your life. A strange restlessness. A quiet knowing. A sense that answers were approaching, even if you couldn't explain how. That was not imagination. That was preparation. God is gentle, but God is also precise. When truth arrives, it doesn't come to destroy, it comes to restore order. There are people, situations, and emotions connected to your life that have been misunderstood for too long. You have carried assumptions that were never yours to carry. You have held guilt that was never meant to stay with you. Heaven has watched patiently, and now heaven is stepping in. What is about to happen may feel shocking at first, not because it is negative, but because clarity often feels overwhelming when you've lived in uncertainty. Truth has a way of rearranging emotions. It brings relief and release at the same time. You may feel emotional. You may feel light. You may feel like something finally lifted from your chest. That is not coincidence, that is alignment. Archangel Michael is suggesting you before God, not accusing, not questioning, but advocating. He is saying, this soul remained sincere even when misunderstood. This soul stayed kind even when hurt. This soul kept faith even when answers were delayed. And heaven listens when Michael speaks. Heaven listens when sincerity is proven through time. Very soon, conversations will change. Perceptions will shift. Someone may finally speak honestly. Something may finally come into the open without force. You will not have to chase the truth. You will not have to defend yourself. Truth moves on its own when heaven releases it. And when it comes, it will not shame you, it will protect you. You are not being watched to be judged. You are being watched to be guided. God never allows truth to surface unless it leads to peace. This is not exposure, this is alignment. This is not loss. This is correction. This is not chaos, this is clarity. And clarity always brings freedom. Take a deep breath and let this settle. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was ignored. Every delay had meaning. Every unanswered moment had purpose. And now, the page is turning. Not dramatically, not violently, but decisively. Archangel Michael's tears are a sign that heaven cares deeply about what concerns you. You were never invisible. You were never forgotten. You were being protected until the right moment. And that moment is approaching gently, steadily, and with truth. Stay calm. Stay open. Stay grounded. You don't need to rush anything. What is meant to be known will be known. What is meant to be revealed will be revealed. And what is meant to stay with you will remain. God says, "Stay with me a little longer, beloved soul, because what is unfolding now cannot be rushed." Heaven does not reveal truth all at once when a heart has carried too much for too long. Truth is revealed in layers, gently, so it heals instead of overwhelms. And right now, you are standing in the middle of one of those sacred layers. Archangel Michael is still present. He has not moved away. His tears are not falling without meaning. They are falling because he knows what truth does to a sensitive heart like yours. He knows that once clarity arrives, you will look back and realize how much you carried alone, how much you blamed yourself for things that were never your fault, and how much strength it took just to keep going without answers. You may have asked God in silence, "Why am I feeling this way when nothing seems to be happening?" But heaven answers now, something has been happening, just not where your eyes could see. There were conversations in the unseen realm. There were decisions being delayed for your protection. There were moments when heaven intentionally slowed things down so the truth would not arrive prematurely and cause more pain than peace. Archangel Michael is suggesting you because heaven respects your heart. Not everyone is entrusted with clarity. Not everyone is ready to handle truth without becoming bitter. But you remained soft. You remained reflective. You questioned without losing faith. And that is why heaven chose this moment to begin revealing what has been hidden. Very soon, something will surface naturally. Not through confrontation. Not thr. May speak differently. Someone may reveal something unintentionally. Or you may simply see clearly for the first time without needing words. Truth does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives as understanding, and understanding changes everything. You might feel a strange calm mixed with anticipation lately. As if part of you already knows what is coming, even if your mind can't yet explain it. That calm is not confusion, it is readiness. God prepares the heart before He corrects the story. And the correction coming now is not meant to embarrass anyone, it is meant to release you. Archangel Michael has seen how long you waited without demanding explanations. He has seen how you chose peace over reaction. He has seen how you stayed quiet when speaking would have felt easier. And heaven honors restraint. Heaven honors patience. Heaven honors those who do not rush judgment when the full picture is not yet visible. This is why the truth coming now will feel shocking, but also relieving. Shocking because it confirms what you sensed but never proved. Relieving because it removes the weight of uncertainty you have been carrying quietly. You will finally understand why certain things felt off, why certain emotions didn't match the situation, and why your intuition kept whispering even when logic tried to silence it. God is not exposing anything to harm you. God is aligning things so you can move forward without doubt. You cannot build the next chapter of your life on unanswered questions. Heaven knows that. And that is why clarity is coming before movement. Understanding before action. Peace before progress. Archangel Michael's role in this moment is protection. Protection of your heart. Protection of your future decisions. Protection of your emotional well-being. He is ensuring that when truth arrives, it does not harden you, it strengthens you. That it does not make you suspicious. It makes you wise. That it does not pull you backward, it releases you forward. You may soon notice that things no longer confuse you the way they used to. Situations that once triggered anxiety may suddenly feel neutral. People who once had emotional power over you may feel distant, not because you stopped caring, but because clarity removes emotional control. This is what truth does, it restores balance. God says, you do not need to fear what is coming, because nothing coming now is meant to take something from you. It is meant to give you something back: peace, confidence, direction, and self-trust. You will stop questioning yourself so much. You will stop replaying moments in your mind. You will stop wondering if you imagine things. Truth will answer without argument. Archangel Michael is crying because this moment marks the end of an internal struggle you never spoke about openly. The kind of struggle that happens quietly, at night, in thought, in emotion. Heaven saw it all. And heaven decided you should not carry it any longer. Stay present. Stay open. Stay gentle with yourself. You do not need to rush conclusions. Let the truth unfold naturally. It will arrive exactly when your heart is ready to receive it, not a second earlier, not a second late. This is not the end of the message. This is the deepening of it. And what comes next will help you understand why this truth matters for where you are going next. God says, remain still for a moment longer, beloved, because the truth that is approaching your life is not meant to rush in like a storm, but to settle gently like light entering a dark room. Some truths do not arrive to break you, they arrive to finally let you breathe again. And this one, especially, is coming to restore your inner balance, not to disturb it. Archangel Michael has not stepped back from this moment. His presence remains strong, calm, and intentional. He understands that truth is not just information, it is emotional alignment. He knows that once clarity reaches your heart, your entire perspective will shift, not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply and permanently. This is why heaven has been careful with timing. You were not delayed, you were protected until your spirit was strong enough to receive understanding without collapsing under it. There have been moments when you sensed something beneath the surface, moments when your intuition spoke softly, even when logic tried to quiet it. You questioned yourself, wondering if you were imagining things, if you were overthinking, if you were feeling too deeply. But heaven says now, you were sensing accurately. Your spirit was reading between the lines long before your mind could explain what it felt. The truth that is coming will connect dots that once felt scattered. Conversations, behaviors, silences, and emotional shifts will suddenly make sense. You will look back and realize that nothing was random. Even the confusion had a purpose. It slowed you down so you would not make decisions based on incomplete understanding. It held you in place so clarity could catch up with timing. Archangel Michael is crying not out of sorrow, but out of compassion. He sees how long you carried uncertainty without complaint. He sees how you chose patience instead of reaction, silence instead of accusation, faith instead of force. Heaven honors restraint. Heaven honors those who wait without losing their integrity. And now, because you waited, you will receive truth without regret. Something will be revealed soon, not because you demand it, but because it can no longer remain hidden. Truth has a natural gravity. When the time is right, it surfaces without being pulled. It may come through a conversation you did not expect, a realization that suddenly clicks, or a situation that exposes itself quietly. However it arrives, it will not confuse you. It will settle you. You may notice that lately your emotional reactions have been changing. Things that once triggered overthinking may feel distant. Situations that once felt heavy may now feel neutral. This is not detachment, it is preparation. When clarity approaches, the soul instinctively releases emotional weight so understanding can land without distortion. God says, you are not losing anything by learning the truth. You are gaining freedom. Freedom from self-doubt. Freedom from mental loops. Freedom from unanswered questions that quietly drained your energy. Once truth arrives, you will stop revisiting the past so often. You will stop wondering, what if? You will stop questioning your own perception. Archangel Michael is ensuring that when truth comes, it does not create bitterness. Instead, it will create maturity. You will not feel the need to confront or prove anything. You will simply know. And knowing brings peace that no explanation can replace. There is also something important heaven wants you to understand. The truth being revealed is not meant to close your heart, but to realign it. You are not being hardened by this process. You are being refined. What you are learning now will shape how you choose, how you trust, and how you move forward. It will prevent you from repeating cycles that no longer belong in your life. You may soon feel a quiet confidence returning, confidence in your intuition, in your emotional intelligence, in your ability to read situations clearly. This is not pride. This is alignment. When truth and intuition finally meet, self-trust is restored. Archangel Michael stands beside you because protection is still active. Protection from misunderstanding. Protection from reacting prematurely. Protection from absorbing emotions that are not yours to carry. Heaven is not only revealing truth, it is also teaching you discernment, so future situations do not confuse you the way past ones did. God says, this clarity is preparing you for what comes next. You cannot step into a new season with unresolved questions from the old one. That is why truth arrives before transition. Once clarity settles, movement will feel natural instead of forced. Decisions will feel lighter. Choices will feel clearer. Direction will feel steady. Do not rush this moment. Let understanding unfold at its own pace. You do not need to analyze everything immediately. Truth has its own way of anchoring itself inside you. When it does, you will feel grounded, not shaken. Archangel Michael's tears are a sign that heaven has seen your inner battles, the silent ones no one noticed. And heaven decided that you deserve peace more than confusion, clarity more than guessing, certainty more than emotional exhaustion. Stay present. Stay open. Stay gentle with yourself. You are not behind. You are right where understanding is about to meet timing. What is coming next will not overwhelm you, it will confirm you. This message is still unfolding. What remains will bring resolution, grounding, and a sense of emotional closure that prepares you fully for the next chapter. God says, now listen carefully, my beloved soul, because this is the moment where everything you have felt, sensed, questioned, and carried in silence begins to come together. This is not the part where fear enters, this is the part where clarity settles. What is about to unfold in your life will not arrive as chaos. It will arrive as understanding. And understanding changes everything. Archangel Michael stands very close to you now, not as a warrior preparing for battle, but as a guardian witnessing completion. His tears are not of pain, they are of release. He knows that once the truth fully reveals itself, you will finally stop blaming yourself for things that were never your fault. You will stop replaying old moments in your mind, trying to fix what could never be fixed with more thinking. The truth will not accuse you. It will free you. There are things you tolerated because you did not have the full picture. There were emotions you questioned because you lacked confirmation. There were situations where you stayed quiet, not because you were weak, but because something deep inside you knew that timing mattered more than reaction. Heaven saw this restraint. Heaven protected you from speaking too early, from choosing too fast, from walking away without understanding. That protection was intentional. Now the final layer of this situation is being lifted. Not to embarrass anyone. Not to create conflict. But to restore balance inside you. When the truth comes fully into view, you will not feel the need to confront or prove anything. You will simply feel settled. That is how you will know it is from God. Truth from heaven brings peace, not noise. Archangel Michael is crying because he sees the version of you that survived confusion without becoming bitter. He sees how you kept your heart soft even when answers were missing. That softness is rare. And heaven protects rare hearts fiercely. You were not being tested to break, you were being prepared to see clearly without losing compassion. Something shocking may come not because it is dramatic, but because it finally explains everything. It may not be what you imagined. It may not come in the way you expected. But once it arrives, you will understand why things happened the way they did. Why certain paths closed. Why certain people distanced. Why certain emotions lingered longer than they should have. All of it will make sense, not emotionally at first, but spiritually. God says, this truth will close a chapter without resentment. You will not feel anger replacing confusion. You will feel acceptance replacing exhaustion. You will feel peace replacing overthinking. That is the sign that you are ready for what comes next. And what comes next is not emptiness. It is alignment. Once truth settles, your energy will change. You will stop giving your attention where it drains you. You will stop questioning your intuition. You will stop second-guessing your worth. You will become quieter inside, not because you have less to say, but because you finally understand. Archangel Michael remains present because protection does not end with revelation. It continues into your next season. The clarity you gain now will guide you later. You will recognize signs sooner. You will sense misalignment faster. You will trust your inner knowing without needing external validation. This is maturity of the soul. God says, you are stepping into a phase where peace becomes your filter. You will no longer chase explanations. You will choose what feels grounded. You will walk away from confusion naturally. You will attract honesty because your spirit will no longer tolerate half-truths. Do not rush to respond when truth reveals itself. Let it sit with you. Let it settle. You do not need to explain your growth to anyone. You do not need closure conversations to move forward. Understanding itself will be your closure. Archangel Michael's tears fall because this was the last heavy emotional cycle you needed to complete before something new could enter your life. New connections require emotional space. New opportunities require mental clarity. New beginnings require inner peace. And now, that space is being created. God says, what comes after truth is direction. You will feel a gentle pull toward different choices. Different people. Different environments. Not because you are running from the past, but because you are aligned with your future. This message was not sent to rush you. It was sent to reassure you. To let you know that what you felt was real. That your patience was seen. That your silence was understood. That your heart was protected even when you did not realize it. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where understanding meets timing. And now, as this chapter completes, Heaven asks one thing of you, not out of obligation, but out of alignment. If this message brought clarity to your heart, like this video so this truth continues to reach those who are silently waiting for understanding. Comment what you felt while listening. Your words may be confirmation for someone else. Share this with a soul who needs peace more than answers right now. And subscribe to stay connected, because messages like this arrive when timing matters most. And you don't want to miss the next one.